This week on Healthy Living, we talk about eating healthy and the increasing popularity of superfoods. And a doctor answers important questions about the health benefits of moringa and whether superfoods can prevent diseases. Plus, we learn more about indigenous grains that thrive in drier soil. Finally, a Tanzanian doctor talks about progress made in the goal of ending AIDS by 2030. Hello, I'm Kamiti Kibayasi in for Linoch Modu. Thank you for joining us on Healthy Living. Moringa and malambe are considered superfoods. Their nutritional properties surpass many other foods, contributing to good health according to nutritionists. Erica Marlow, a nutritionist, says it is important to talk about those foods to encourage their consumption.
At first glance, it might look like a common plant, but the small leaves of the moringa are on the list of nutrition treasures, the so-called superfoods. They are called superfoods because they have a high level of nutrients compared to other foods. According to nutritionist Erica Manuel, superfoods such as moringa and malambe can be easily found in Mozambique. Knowingly or not, people already consume them in some regions of the country, but there is a need to talk more about their real value.
Speaking of superfoods, they have more nutrients than others. Malambe has twice as much calcium as milk. Regarding vitamin C, malambe has 3 times more vitamin C than the orange itself.
Another superfood found in Mozambique is moringa, also rich in various nutrients. It contains 7 times more vitamin C than orange and 4 times more potassium than banana.
Potassium is very good for the muscles, for muscle cramps, for individuals who practice physical activity, who may need muscle recovery, children who are growing, who are developing their muscles, who need this potassium. It is very important to consume foods that will provide potassium.
These types of food can be high in nutrition but also great in taste. Chef Antonio Azarias showed us how moringa and malambe can be used in the kitchen.
Falando da malambe, malambe podemos usar o malambe para fazer os molhos.
We can use it to make sauces for meat, fish, poultry, which is very good.
Que é muito bom e também é encontrado em todos os mercados.
It is found in all markets. Dubanenge, our small markets close to neighborhoods. It is easy to find and very cheap.
É fácil de encontrá-lo nesses sítios e é muito barato. Muitas das vezes
People often use moringa in smoothie juices
nos sucos batidos.
and can also be added to cooked foods already served on a plate.
Alimentos cozidas, já servido no prato.
To know more about superfood, we interviewed Nana Aisha Tanko, entrepreneur, founder of Nana One, an eatery in Abuja.
Superfoods are foods that are nutrient-dense and packed with lots of minerals and vitamins. They have lots of health benefits. Some examples of superfoods are beans, nuts, fish, broccoli, and fruits. For example, beans, they're a good source of iron. Broccoli, they contain vitamins and minerals that support growth. Fish are high in omega-3 fatty acids, and nuts, they help reduce cholesterol and are good for diabetic patients. Yogurt has a lot of feminine benefits because it serves as probiotics. Superfoods should be eaten regularly in order to boost our immunity with so many diseases that are easily contracted now. You need to eat these foods so that you can keep your immunity at a high level, such that you're not easily infected with any disease. So this is something that we can incorporate daily in our diet and we should be eating more regularly. Soya beans also, it can be taken as soya milk, for children, and we can eat it. There's something we call our tofu in English. You can incorporate it in salads and in main meals. You don't necessarily have to deep fry it because deep frying makes it less nutritious, because of lots of oil. So we can incorporate it in our diets by making tofu soup or salads, things like that. With regards to eating, I would say think of so many ways you can eat it rather than just limiting yourself to the conventional ways of eating them. For example, we can make juices out of them, we can make tea, we can devise so many ways to eat them, we can make so many delicious recipes from them, things like that. Moringa is a very common plant and a superfood that is forgotten and is not really taken advantage of. And it's very easy to grow. There are so many health benefits of moringa. Some of them are they serve as an anti-inflammatory agent. They help lower cholesterol. They help in obesity, with weight management. They help with breast milk supply in lactating mothers. I would recommend planting them so they are within reach, because if you have them close by, it won't be a problem to source them. Sometimes we're lazy to eat them because they are not necessarily close to us, or it's a problem to source them from the market, maybe because of proximity and sometimes the lack of availability of these superfoods. So I would recommend planting them so it's very easy to get and it's very accessible.
We hit the streets of Nigeria and asked a number of people the following questions. Do you know any superfoods? And do you know what it is good for?
We have many 100 type of superfood that I know. I can't even to count them for you.
I know one, moringa to be precise.
Hibiscus.
We have soya beans.
Debino and kola.
Kajanus, kajan, and so on and so forth.
My dad gives me moringa roots to just chew because of the bitterness, and it helps me with my system.
Okay, I use it for ulcer because I have issues with ulcer, so my mom suggests it most of the time.
They are very healthy for human consumption and easy for digestions.
I use it basically in my tea. So I'll just put maybe like 2 teaspoons into my tea and I drink it.
Like in soup, they can mix it with soup.
I normally garnish it with tomato, fresh tomato, that's fresh tomato, pepper, onions, kuli, grounded pepper. So,
if I take it, it gives me a very good digestion and it helps me relax very well. So that's just how I know it works for me.
Well, anything good, you feel it instantly. For example, when you eat, you will not have any stomach issue, you have easy digestion, and you walk up very healthy and very strong. That's the indices I use for my own to identify whether this food is good for me or it's not good for me.
As climate change has challenged food security, some African countries that have relied on grain imports like Senegal are looking for indigenous grains like fonio that thrive in drier soil. Senegal celebrated an annual day of fonio to urge increased production of the nutrition grains. Anika Hamashul's report from Kénougou, Senegal.
Senegal's Kédougou region celebrates its annual Day of Fonio, a grain native to West Africa that's packed with nutrients like protein and amino acids. The region, on the border with Guinea and Mali, has become known as Senegal's Fonio hub.
The goal of this day is to raise awareness about the benefits of fonio and to encourage Senegalese people to adapt it into their diets.
Fonio is gluten-free, rich in iron, and grows easily without pesticides or chemical fertilizers. Most importantly, the grain is drought-resistant and thrives in poor soils.
Fonio isn't impacted by climate variations. We're never scared of drought or floods. We can always count on fonio. We always have a good harvest.
Food insecurity looms large in West Africa, where climate change is blamed for weather extremes that challenge food production. The need for tough local crops like fonio is at an all-time high. The COVID pandemic and Russia's war in Ukraine exposed the region's dependence on food imports like rice and wheat.
Now is the time to start thinking about how to stock up on reserves, for Africa and particularly for Senegal. Because if we don't, in 1 or 2 decades, I assure you that famine will destroy all of Africa.
Fonio production has been held back by the tiring shilling process, usually done by hand. Dehulling machines donated by the U.S. African Development Foundation have benefited Senegal's Kédougou region.
With the machine, we can process 150 kilos per hour, whereas manually, we can't even process 10 kilos per hour.
But other regions aren't so lucky. Senegal produced about 5,000 tons of fonio in 2019, compared to more than 500,000 tons in neighboring Guinea. Fonio fans in Senegal hope leaders prioritize the grain's production for food security and so it can reach its full potential. Annika Hammerschlag for VOA News, Kédougou, Senegal.
Ending AIDS by 2030 is an important part of Sustainable Development Goals adopted by UN member states in 2015. For an assessment of how, where we are in the road to achieving the objective, we reached out to Dr. David Sando, CEO PEPFAR, the U.S. President's Emergency Plan for AIDS Relief.
Here in Tanzania, we started having heavy PEPFAR support in 2004. And since then, I think both financially and technical support has seen tremendous improvement in scaling up access to public antiretroviral therapy program. And most of the support focused on improving access. And this was actually really by shortening the distance that people living with HIV/AIDS takes to access HIV testing, getting ART services, but also retaining other psychosocial support that is needed to provide a comprehensive care. A lot of this support went into making sure that the care is affordable, but also in addressing stigma and discrimination. We've seen a lot of training to our healthcare providers. We have seen a massive decrease in people who are infected annually, starting from 2010 to 2022. We've seen a drop of close to 50 percentage point in terms of number of people who are infected with HIV/AIDS. Adolescents who are 10 to 19 years, you see that the infection is going down. We also see the same in terms of mother-to-child transmissions. Even when you look at the death rate, the number of deaths has also gone down. So I know that ending HIV epidemic by 2030 is an ambitious goal, but yet this is attainable. But still a lot needs to be done in terms of increasing political commitment, increasing community engagement, but also changing some of the strategies. For viewers, I want to tell everyone that HIV is still there. It's still a big, public health problem. It is real, and it's spreading at a higher rates. However, early knowledge of your HIV status can be a key to longevity of life, and I would advise people to develop a tendency to test. There is no really need for stigma, discrimination, fear. For those who are infected, they have access to treatment that would help them to still live a quality life and a long life as well.
That's our show for today. For more health news, wellness tips, and medical breakthroughs, stay connected to Voice of America at voaafrica.com. You can follow me on Twitter at MkamitiVOA. Until next time, stay well and strive to make every day a healthy day.